they're probably gonna have to fucking get a job or something. I don't know. I'll be honest, I've never held down a job, not full time, especially like not in not for longer than about a week here and there. I used to like fix computers, build computers from parts and sell them, and flip stuff on Craigslist, and collect cans and pick up an occasional moving job or temp job here and there. I had a place to live, and I felt like things were kind of rigged even years ago, but nowadays it's super fucking rigged. I mean, the cost of living is ridiculously high to the point where if I'm making minimum wage or even if I was making $20 an hour, which I don't know where I would go to even to make that. Even if I was making $20 an hour full time, I it wouldn't be enough for me to get approved to even rent an apartment. You know, even if I was working 40 hours a week, or hell, no, because well, here's the thing: it doesn't matter if you have enough money to pay the rent. What matters to the people who rent the place is you have to be making 3 times the rent. So you have to be making $30 an hour and working full time to even be approved. Basically, yeah. And minimum wage is like what, 14? There will be $14 and something pretty soon, right? It's not even $14 yet, as it is right now. So even two people's wages combined, both working full time, is not quite enough to get approved to rent like the cheapest apartments now. That's that's how bad it is. But you try to explain that to anyone, they just say you're just lazy. Get a job, you bum. Right? And they don't give a shit how much money you have in savings either. You could be working that job for, you know, squirreling things away. You could have that job and have 50,000 or $100,000 in your goddamn savings account, and they still ain't gonna fucking rent a goddamn apartment to you. That's the situation right now. Unless you're part of the club, I guess. If you suck Satan's cock or whatever, basically you can get into an apartment, I guess. I don't know what the hell. That seems to be the way it is now, man. Some people have all the luck, basically. All the money, fame, and fortune. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it comes to a lot of people fucking easy. Or they get these deals. I don't think it's what you know or what you do it to. And I wish I'd like win a big lottery or something. I mean, I would feel a little more secure with that. But part of the way, like, I think it would be probably fucked up still, and kind of interesting to see what it would be like and what would actually happen. Because based on the last year that I've lived, uh, I'm really starting to think that like I could almost have like 10 million in the bank or something in savings, or more even. If I did, I still don't know. Like I still wonder, like, would I even be able to rent an apartment? Or would I be able to buy a house? Or would anyone even sell me a house or an apartment or a mobile home or any goddamn thing? Like, even if I had that much money. Because it seems like reality warps around me, like other people are in some other different sort of reality that's more kind and favorable to them, and me, you know, I'd be sitting there with $10 million in the bank, fucking living in a motel or some shit, or if I can even find a motel that has any vacancies at that point. Well, I'm meeting other people that like, I bought my mobile home for $3,000. You know, and somebody else like, yeah, I bought a house for 10,000. I live on 2 acres. It's like, well, good for you. Where the fuck's my. I'll run into people or hear stories about people that just get a somebody just gives them a camper van that's like practically brand new or something, or they buy it for $500, and then I go trying to find a camper van that just something that's not gonna break down on me that could be halfway livable, some beat up piece of shit that's like 30 or 40 years old or something, and people want like fucking $20,000 or something, damn near. That's what I see. What's funny is like when I had no money whatsoever in the past, right? I would see things all the time, like great deal, like things that I couldn't go get, either because I had no money at all, or because I didn't own my own land and I couldn't. I would see people. I've seen RVs being given away for free, boats with the trailers being given away for free. I've seen great camper vans for sale for $500 and things like that. But then the second I had, and I'll see mobile homes and trailer parks with super low lot fees selling for $2,000, $3,000, and I'll see this shit one after another when I've got no money. But then the second I have money, that shit is gone, and now everything is more expensive than whatever amount of money I have. Just out of reach all the time, at all times. Like whatever the hell it is that I want is just always like too much, always just out of reach. The kind of shit that happens to me would be like, hmm. Well, I mean, like I might find something at a thrift store or yard sale that's worth a bunch of money sometime, right? But I don't have enough money to get it, right? Like it's like the universe just likes to fuck with me, likes to dangle everything just outside of my reach, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I could find, I could show up at a yard sale and find a Picasso worth millions of dollars or something, and be $5 short of being able to get it, and the person's not willing to sell to me. Or shit like that, right? Or even if I had a Picasso worth millions, I'd be stuck in a situation where I can't find anyone to buy it from me. I got all kinds of crap in storage and worth money, but like I can't seem to sell things for the life of me, dude. Like, well, I posted some stuff on eBay. Like I put this Miss Pac-Man machine. It's like an arcade tabletop partycade thing. You got like 8 or 10 games or something on it. Mostly. Anyways, so this thing's probably worth like $400 or something, right? I think, if anyone would actually pay me. Somebody tried to make an offer on eBay of $240, and I was like, yeah, I'd sell it for that. And then I looked up how much it would cost to ship it. Basically, I wouldn't make any money. If anything, I'd be losing money. Just trying to ship the damn thing costs more than that, basically, to put it in the mail. And it's not even that big. It was like, what, 26 pounds, 27 pounds. Like a foot and a half tall. It's not it's not a huge thing, but that's, the I realized that when I started trying to sell shit on eBay, and I quickly realized after even just the first sale, I was very surprised about how much it cost me to ship stuff. And basically, eBay is a fucking waste of time unless you've got a giant factory or something and a massive amount of inventory, and you have some sort of deal with a shipper or something to get you lower rates. The shipping is too expensive. It's not worth selling anything on eBay or Amazon or anything like that. Trying to start out from scratch. Years and years ago, you could make money that way, and people who started out many, many years ago and ended up with a bunch of money and have special inside deals with some company or something, they managed to get things done, and make a profit still. But basically, yeah, if you want to try and make any money off anything on eBay, it better be something that's really, really lightweight, and something that's worth a lot of money, that's really lightweight and small, that you got for dirt cheap, basically. Because eBay rips you off, and post office rips you off, and you're left with like either almost no profit, like, or barely tiny profit if you're lucky, or you end up losing money trying to sell shit on there. It's just a fucking screw job now, man. Maybe it didn't used to be, I guess, but sure as fuck is now, man. Now, if I had like a storefront where I could just sell crap out of it to people in person, maybe that would work. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to figure out. It took me so long to try to figure things out that, like, just trying to be alive and have a place to sleep in the meantime, I end up about running out of money. And then my dad likes to always flaunt his nice home and all that crap in my face, and, oh, you should be here, and act like he wants me there, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, can I come live there then? He's like, you should be living here. I wish you were here living here. And I'll be like, okay, can I come live there? I'll grab all my stuff, like, and then all of a sudden he's got a bunch of fucking rules and restrictions, and ways in which to, like, try to, and insults and fucking bullshit and on and on. He'll come up with anything he can do, basically, to, like, just piss me off, or and hurt my feelings, and whatever he can do just to make me just to get under my skin, to make me feel like I would rather, you know, shove a cactus up my fucking ass than live in the same house with that guy. And then it'll be like, oh, it's so nice living here. You should come live here. Then if I ever say, yeah, okay, well, then all of a sudden, oh, you can't live here, right? you know? Well, he's like, the way he is with about everything is like, like, this dude at the park mentioned Charlie Brown. He's like Lucy. My dad is kind of like Lucy with Charlie Brown, and I'm Charlie Brown. I swear I won't pull the ball away this time, Charlie Brown. Come kick a field goal, right? He promises me the moon, promises, oh, I'm gonna leave, all this will be yours one day. And then the second, like, I'm ready to go along, then he just pulls it all away, says, no, nothing. It's kind of been that way my whole life. Like when I'm a kid, he tells me that he's gonna get, oh, this Dodge Ram pickup truck is gonna be yours, and then he gave it to my sister after she crashed the last like 2 or 3 cars that she had. He said he was gonna leave the house to me, and then when he sold the house, like he wouldn't even fucking do anything to like let me have the beat up old mobile home that was sitting out front either. Which he probably could have just like signed that over to me, and I would have had a home right then and there, fucking 20 goddamn years ago or more. Somebody's still living in that fucking thing now. I don't know, man. He probably could have gave that to me and not even fucking hardly lost a dime. Not hardly or not much. I don't know. What the hell am I blabbing about now? Oh, I don't know. It's not that I don't think about getting a job. I do. It's like I'm okay. Yeah, I gotta go do that. I gotta do something. Gotta go make some money, right? But then I can't help but notice the fact that whatever that, in all likelihood, the amount of money that I'll be able to make is not enough to even hardly pay the bills, let alone fucking get ahead at all. You know? So it's just like, what the fuck are you working towards? Oh, work hard. You can have the nicest tent in the homeless encampment. The fuck, right? There definitely seems to be like this whole class of people, like a whole bunch of people that now, well, they want you to believe that everyone's just holding down these steady jobs and they're going to work every day. That's how you get ahead. But I've had a lot of time to observe my surroundings, to notice things at all times of day. And you know what I notice a lot of time? Any given time of day, during the hours when a lot of people are working, right? We'll always see a fairly large number of people with like driving around brand new cars. They got houses, they got nice cars, and they don't appear to do jack shit. you know, there's all these restrictions, all these things that keep me from being able to have anywhere to fucking sleep without having to pay out the ass constantly. But you'll see these other people that don't seem to do anything, basically, and they're always well taken care of. You know, they're just partying it up, man. steak, huh? All right. They sell that at the grocery store? Hmm. All right then. Safeway, Winco. All right. God dang it. I'm trying to figure out where the hell I'm gonna stay, what I'm gonna do. I'm not afraid of going. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit foreign to me because I haven't held down a steady job in a long, you know. But I'm not afraid of work. I'm not at all. But when I can clearly fucking see, you know, that the the way things are set up by based on what things cost and what you actually get paid, I see that the cost of living is significantly more expensive than what I would get paid if I sold every hour of my fucking day, basically, every week. I there's just I don't see how the fuck to get ahead. I mean, what do I got to I think if you want to fucking have a decent life in this world, you basically just have to sell your soul to the devil or something. That looks to be the way it goes, man. To sell your life, sell your soul, suck Satan's cock, whatever the fuck. I don't know what the hell, man. You see all these people. That's why a lot of people look totally empty inside, man. Maybe decent people and they have some place to live finally, but they get there from trying to do all what they thought was the right thing. And, they start out probably with student loans and Pell Grants. They got into college and they got some job and used a credit card. Their parents or somebody taught them about how to build credit, so they managed to build up some credit. And who knows? Maybe the woman they got married, or they end up getting Social Security or whatever the fuck, right? They've got more established, and I mean, the earlier you start out doing things, the more years you have built up. The more there is there to try to help you out, kind of honestly. The more years of your life that you've sold and frittered away on bullshit that doesn't seem to get you anywhere, eventually you get a little bit of extra help and maybe a little bit of extra opportunity because of it. Until they take everything from you in the end, right? I can't tell you the number of people that I've been around, that I've talked to just over the last year, and I mean throughout my life, but a lot in the last year. People, many people that waiters or waitresses in restaurants, and people working at fast food places, and people working at the gas station, people at working at grocery store, on and on and on. People working at the motels that I've stayed at, even the man, people on Social Security that works their whole lives for the county or whatever. Lots of people that are getting a hell of a lot more money, that have a hell of a lot more money than I do, or getting a steady freaking income and shit like that, and they're living in their fucking car because there ain't no place for them. People that are married, got two incomes coming in, and they're living in their fucking car because they can't get approved to get into an apartment or anything. You know, that's the world we're in now. But try telling that to your dad or whatever, he'll just say, "You're just fucking making excuses, being lazy." You know, like, Well, I mean, I think honestly, like the older generations that lived in the, built up their portfolio or whatever in the distant past, essentially, their knowledge of what's going on in the world is like a whole other. It's like they come from a whole different planet, essentially, because the world has changed that much, and they don't understand that it has. You have the older generation, oh, kids today are so fucking lazy, they just don't want to work. Well, no, you don't want to. No, no, no. It's true. There are a lot of people that don't want to work. You know why? Because they can't have a. Because working doesn't give them enough money to even have a place to fucking sleep, a place to live. You get nowhere by doing it. It's like it was a little like that in the past, but that's been true to some extent for a long time, kind of. But some people just get luck into these great things come into their life that just like transform or whatever, And we think that something's gonna come along and save my ass or whatever, but I don't know. I'm gonna talk about the damn. I was thinking about changing subjects a little bit. Eh, I don't know if I would want to get into the whole religious thing. I don't know what the hell to make of religious crap. I used to really consider myself a Christian and everything. And now I look at the world and I'm not even sure that the world is a physical realm whatsoever or a spiritual realm. I'm not even sure if the physical or the spiritual is even real. And it, well, what I mean to say is, with all the weird crap I've seen, it seems to me like the only thing that could be a logical explanation of the weird shit that I've observed would be that we're in some kind of like fucking matrix, holographic simulation kind of shit or something. So I guess that's weird spiritual stuff could be an aspect of it, like in the same regard that certain, there's different characters in video games and Easter eggs in a video game and so on. Maybe it's all some weird stuff like that. I don't know. Ugh, I'm going on a freaking tangent there talking about that shit. It's just I definitely feel like I should go get a job because it'd be keep my money from draining to nothing fucking as fast as it has been. But at the same time, like, how the fuck am I supposed to get ahead? You know, how long do I have to, you know, live in a, how long, how long before the money gets down so low that, how long until I actually get a wage that's enough to actually live on, you know? 10 years? Am I supposed to dig a hole in the woods and put a tarp over it to live in the meantime while I gotta set my battery powered alarm clock so I can make it to work in the morning. And then I can come home to my hole in the ground with a tarp over top of it to fucking live in. Because I don't have anywhere to fucking live because I can't afford to because I don't get paid enough if I'm working all fucking day to have a goddamn home, right? It's like, what's the fucking point? It seems like kind of pointless, you know? Like, I'd almost be better off if I just was, like, fucking dead or something so I don't have to deal with the bullshit, you know? But then again, if there is a hell, I imagine I'd just be like a continuation of this shit, right? Maybe that's what it is, man. I hear purgatory described in old fashioned kind of in old legends and stuff like that. But describing hell as this place where, oh my god, people are burning, they're burning and they're screaming. And then their flesh melts off and then it grows back and they burn again and they can feel the pain. Ah! Like, no, if there was a hell like that, I think that's a load of bullshit. You know why? Because there is such a thing as giving up all hope. And what I learned in my like little experience that I had back in 2014, which was kind of a near death hell experience, or you could say that it was a delirium tremens or hallucination from being drugged or whatever the hell you want to say it was. But what I learned from that experience, and also from to some extent from uh, the hell is his the power of now, right? Eckhart Tolle. He talks about being in the moment. Well, that kind of works, but another thing that does the same sort of thing as that is just giving up all hope. But it's hard to do that here, you know. Like if you feel like you are where you are and there's no fucking hope and there's literally nothing you can do about it, it's actually quite peaceful when you because there's no more expectation, there's no thing that you can do. And then with that comes acceptance. And when you have actual acceptance, then the burden of hope and everything is kind of gone. And then you're sort of at, I wouldn't say peace, but well, how do I describe it? If you were just being like burned alive for eternity and feeling your flesh melt off or something, at some point you're gonna accept that there's not a fucking thing you could do about it. And when that happens, you stop trying, you accept your situation, and you just kind of go blank and you zone out. And it is what it is, you know? So I don't know. I think this could be, I mean, if there was a hell, this could be it because you got all these things that you want, right? All these things that you can see, all this beauty in front of you and all these. eh, Well, yeah, the way they describe purgatory sounds more like a hell that could be everlasting to me, honestly, because you're always hoping to achieve something more, always thinking there's something I want this, but it's just right outside my reach. I don't know. I've got to figure out what the hell to do. Some people, they just find a way. Something comes up in their life. You got Happy Gilmore like muted right now. You know, that's kind of an example. His grandma's house gets taken away, and then the guys are hitting a golf ball out front. He finds out he can hit a long drive, so he goes somewhere. Then he bumps into a guy that is a golf pro and gets him in a golf tournament, and he suddenly ends up making tens of thousands of dollars a game or whatever. Or so the story I just read some shit about Sylvester Stallone, about how he when he started out, like he was basically homeless for a while, and he was so broke one time he said he stole his wife's jewelry to pawn it to come up with money or whatever, and then he had some idea for a screenplay, and he said, I think if I remember correctly, he said like in about 20 hours or something of writing his idea down for the whole Rocky thing, that soon after he had people offering him $125,000, and then they offered him $250,000 just for the script, and he wouldn't sell at that, right? And he ended up making it so they had to use him in the movie or something, right? But I mean, that doesn't just fucking happen to anybody. You hear these stories, some of these people are like, yeah, I was living in my car, and then I just met somebody one day, and all of a sudden I had this big lucrative career making millions of dollars. Like, yeah, I know who you fucking met, right? you know, Big guy, pointy horns on the head, tail, pitchfork, all that, right? Something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't comprehend. I don't get what the whole fucking idea is of. I'll tell you honestly. What do I think about the whole Christian concept of things? I think it sounds absolutely fucking insane. Honestly, I do. You look through the Bible and it talks about, you know, oh, you shall be persecuted as I was persecuted, and you know, in the world, but you're not of the world, and like it's speaking of like we're supposed to live our entire life here in hopes, having faith that there's something beyond this after our death that's going to be great or something. And yet, even that is described as a sort of a servitude or slavery, basically. I mean, the ministers wear a freaking collar around their neck that's meant to be like a sign of their being a servant. So, how exactly is being a servant, which is another nice word for slave, how exactly is that freedom? Well, it said to come to set the captives free. Well, it's a freaking. I see quite the difference between freedom and slavery. I mean, what's weird? No, man. I don't think that the devil is good or any kind of shit like that either. Obviously not. I mean, look at the people really getting ahead in the world. Some of the most evil suckers in fucking existence. And all the weird crap that they do, their weird fucking rituals and all this other shit. It's like this whole fucking place is nuts. It's like cult after cult after cult after cult. It's a bunch of fucking crazy people and weird fucking cults, basically, that are selling their souls and selling their lives and all their energy and saying, oh, I want to be a slave of this master. No, I want to be a slave of that master. No, I slave of this one. They're, And then both sides act like they have a lot to do with freedom. But then when you look at what they're actually doing, it's and what they're actually saying in their texts and so on and so forth, they're describing slavery. And huh, it's just crazy. What the hell is that? I'm gonna go make sure that's not mine. I don't see how it would be. Nope, different one. Everybody's got freaking alarms in their vehicles now. Even me. New enough vehicle that it has an alarm. It's like the first vehicle I've ever had in my life that actually had an alarm system on it. But I've noticed that like almost everybody else has a car alarm. But like up until this year, I've never had a car that had an alarm on it in my entire fucking life. Because all my cars were like cheap and old, you know. Even not all of them. I had some nicer vehicles a couple of times, but they were like from the 90s or something. They weren't like Actually, I'm not sure that freaking I did used to have a Buick LeSabre Luxury Edition. That might have had an alarm system on it. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. Could have though. If any of the vehicles ever did, it would have been that one. My grandpa gave me that back when I was like, I think he gave that to me. I think I was like 19 when he gave that to me actually. Because I didn't actually get my driver's license until I was 19. I got a permit at 15 and just drove around with a permit and didn't actually go get the license until I was 19. There used to be, you know, so much like sort of more freedom back in the day than there is now. So much less like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's so weird, man. Nowadays, Nowadays, if you drop something on the ground, there's a good chance somebody will pick it up and steal it. If you leave your car unlocked, there's probably a good chance somebody will break in and steal it. You know, you always feel like you gotta have a door locked all the time. When I grew up, I don't know, it's weird. It seemed like a lot more people were honest. That's another thing that makes me think maybe this is hell. Like, the people in the world I remember were mostly a lot more honest and kind and good and interesting to talk to. And now for years now, and there was way less, weird stuff, crime and all this other shit. I don't know. Sick of I don't know what the hell I'm sitting here ranting about. Same old. Basically, I guess it probably had the same different variations of the same fucking rant 100 times in a row. The gist of which is that it's too goddamn expensive. The prices are too fucking high and the wages are too fucking low and we're getting screwed. And the people who already have a bunch of money are just sitting around pretending like everything's fine, blaming the poor people, saying that they're lazy or something when it's a load of shit. You can fucking go bust your ass at a job fucking all day long every week and not have enough money to actually even be approved to have a home of any sort of kind whatsoever. You try putting a tent somewhere and sleep in a fucking tent, you leave your tent for fucking a couple hours, you come back, the fucking thing is gone or all your shit got stole out of it, you know? It's one fucking thing after another now. There's no room for people who aren't like basically rich. If you aren't already making 30, 40, $50 an hour or something, you don't already own a house, you probably ain't never going to unless you win the fucking lottery or somebody leaves you something in an inheritance. Like, whatever.